Top Sport Kazino lažybos. Top Sport lažybos. Dalyvaudamas azartiniuose lošimuose gali prarasti ne tik pinigus. Naujas sezonas prasideda.
Sportuok net iki 50% pigiau su Easy nariste pirmus 6 mėnesius. Sportuok Gym+.
Jau visose Vinoteka parduotuvėse.
Tavo verslui reikia erdvės. Erdvės idėjoms ir kūrybiškumui. Tai erdvės pripildytos inovacijų ir pažangių sprendimų. Nordspace – išmaniai valdomi verslo boksai.
Sveiki visi, jau šį šeštadienį UTMA vėl sugrįžta į Kauno Žalgirio areną ir Nemuno saloje vasario 21 dieną UTMA 17 turnyras ir pagrindinėje vakaro kovoje UTMA 75 kg kikbokso čempiono diržą ginantis Nikola Cvetkovičius prieš Naurį Lukošiūną. Nikola, welcome back to Kaunas.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you again. The champion is back here in Lithuania. I've heard you had 10 fights last year.
Yeah.
And you won 9 of them.
Yeah.
Which one of those fights has taught you the most in last year?
I had 4 fights in the World Cup in Hungary and the fight for the belt, definitely those. 4 fights in Hungary were very tough. It was 2 fights per day in 2 days. And the fight for the belt, we all saw how that went. A lot of sacrifice and a lot of blood, sweat and tears, and yeah, paid off.
You know, fighting is an ever-changing sport. You always have to adapt. Where do you think you had to make the most adjustments coming into the UTMA 17?
I think everywhere. It's not only one thing. I'm a very disciplined person when it comes to training, life, whatever, obligations, whatever it is. But everything had to go up one level higher for this one because it was the belt on the line. And I really did put everything that I had in that moment for that like 3 or 4 weeks. When I got the call, it paid off again.
You know, this will be your 3rd fight in UTMA organization. And so far in the episodes before the fights, you're gliding smoothly. No trash talk, no animosity. And these are the things that UTMA sometimes is notorious of, you know. But still, even though there is no those big things happening outside the fighting, your fan base, I would say, here in Lithuania is still growing. You're getting more applause, you're getting more cheers in the arena, before the fight, in the comment sections. What do you think is the thing about you that appeals to the fan of UTMA?
I think that I speak the truth, you know. When I say something, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't need to be a trash talk for it to be true. But I think that the first time I was speaking about the judges and the home advantage and everything, and I was right. Second time, again. I think they like my honesty. And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna trash talk to somebody who's nice, like Martynas or Raimondas or Nauris, or they're all nice guys. I mean, we're here, we're fighting for the career, for our families, for the life, for everything. And I mean, we can go at it if they want, but they don't want to. So I'm just gonna be. I don't like to be something that I'm not. So this is me, and if the fans like it, good.
Not once, not twice, even now you mentioned that when you are fighting in Lithuania, in UTMA, you have some chips stacked against you.
Every time.
You say that sometimes maybe the judges, the fans or something, but still now when you're the champion, when UTMA has internationally acknowledged judges who are judging the fights in Glory organization, in all the prestigious fights, when you are the favorite one, then you are the one who is representing the organization as a champion. Do you still feel that way? That some chips are still against you?
Yeah.
That you have a target on your
Yeah,
back?
of course, because again, my opponent is Lithuanian.
But why do you feel like that? Where do you feel that disadvantage coming in?
The fans actually know him like personally, you know, and they're his friends or family or like relatives or whatever, and it's normal for them to cheer, you know. It's normal for them to give. Plus, he's a nice guy. If he was somebody who's like a trash talker or who fans don't like, they would probably cheer for me and boo him, right? But since he's also the nice guy, I expect again when I come into the arena, it's gonna be again boos, but at the end when I win, it's gonna be cheers again, like the last 2 times.
So it's mostly the emotional chips, right?
Yeah, nothing personal. It's just
Nikola, I want to dive into the fights you had here in UTMA. You had 2 fights, 2 victories. So let's start with the first one ever in our organization, UTMA 9 tournament. The first one in Žalgiris Arena against Martynas Nesavas. So let's see your emotions after the Ignas Grinevičius announced you, okay?
Yeah.
In management, Nikola Cvetkovič.
Again, booing.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. You got the boos, but we got a little smile at the end. Is that the anticipated reaction from yourself, or just enjoying the energy the fans are giving?
That fight, I was definitely enjoying the energy because it was the first time that I went to such a big venue, like Žalgiris Arena. And yeah, I was expecting them to boo and didn't think I'm gonna hear it so much. But yeah, I was expecting that. And even after the fight, some guy who was like the loudest next to the ring, I turned around to him and said, "Boo now," and he like just laughed it off. But yeah, it was a nice energy, you know. That's normal. Supporting their own local hero. That's good.
You're saying this is the first time you're fighting in a venue as big as Žalgiris Arena, right?
Yeah.
How was the emotions of getting to see so many fans and the stage that big?
Now, honestly, while I was in the ring and coming in and everything, I didn't feel anything. It was after the fight, when I went to watch the other fights, when I was like, whoa, there's like really a lot of people in here, and everything looks nice. Because before the fight, we only look at the empty arena, right? And then we are in the back most of the time. We barely go out to watch something. We don't want any distractions. After the fight was finished, plus I won, so I was happy about it. And when I told you just now, like I walked out and I saw all those people and the energy, and the fans are crazy here in Lithuania. They are really like hardcore fans for the sports. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like 15 minutes earlier, I was in there actually doing what I did, you know, 2 knockdowns, first round loss, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
So we will talk about those exact moments in the fight. There was pressure from you immediately, but not that much of an action. What were your emotions in those first moments and the plan for this fight against a local favorite, a guy who hasn't lost before the fight? You immediately pressure him, but not much with kicks or punches, but with your attitude and the ring control.
My style is generally like pressure fighter. That's what I do. But as soon as I started pressuring him, he started lifting the knees. Didn't know if it's gonna be a push kick or a knee or a tip to the face. So I had to be careful, you know. I wanted to show off, let's say, dominance in the ring, to show him that this is gonna be that type of fight, that I'm gonna go forward all the time. But I mean, he's also a person. He is being asked something as well, you know. It's not just I'm gonna pressure and punch. If he does something to me, I have to defend myself. So it was action reaction, you know. He lifts a knee, I stop. He feints, I stop. I feint him, he feints back. And it was back and forth in those couple of first moments. That's why there wasn't any punches. So.
But as the fight progressed, your pressure was becoming more and more evident. And especially as we see in those heavy exchanges in the close distances, there was a lot of boxing from you in those close distances. Would you describe yourself as a prevalent boxer in those type of situations?
Yeah, much more than a kicker, you know. I don't like, I like mixing things up, but I don't like going like for example him, he's a Muay Thai guy, he probably likes more kicks than punches. He likes to keep you at a distance. I like to get face to face, and I like the combos, I like to shuffle things up, I like to punch hard and look for holes, and if there are any, I'm gonna make one. So yeah, if I started immediately chopping down the legs, doing my boxing combinations, and yeah, just trying to close the distance as much as I can without being hurt.
Let's jump to the second round, because the start of the second round, in my eyes, was a bit slow. I would say there was exchanges, there was that pressure, but there wasn't any of that major action, you know? And let's watch especially those last exchanges and the last seconds of the second round. And then this happens.
Yeah.
You shoot that leg, you just said you're not much of a kicker, and then the kick puts Lukošiūnas down for the first time in the fight.
Yeah, that's the fun part, yeah.
How did you find that kick?
I have a mean left kick from southpaw, like maybe not so much from the switch kick, from like orthodox, but from the southpaw it's really something. And that kick wasn't actually a high kick. Like everybody was giving me props for like, oh, what a nice high kick or something. That wasn't a high kick, that was a middle kick.
It just reached the target?
He pulled back, his mistake. And I threw it really hard. It was supposed to go to the body. As you remember probably with Raimondas, I threw the left kick like 10 times. It was really hard. Whenever I kick him, he couldn't like go forward, move, or I just stopped him right then and there. So the left kick caught him like just where it needed to be. Perfect.
And let's watch the moments after Lukošiūnas goes down. There is that thing, when you get your opponent hurt, you need to turn on that hunt mode, but you have to do it with some intelligence and with some reservations, because if you go too hard, it might create a danger for you. How do you do that? How to turn on the hunt mode but do it with logic and?
I don't know. I have a mindset when it comes to fighting. I like to protect my head first. You know, I don't go like hands down and just berserk because I can catch one or two and go down. I've never been knocked down or knocked out. So I like to just pressure, but with like, I know there wasn't a lot of time left of the round, so I didn't like want to just go all out and maybe get even more tired or whatever. I just wanted to try to get a finish, but if it comes, it comes. If not, yeah. So it didn't come in that round.
I just wanted to jump to the third round then, and because we know what came in the third round, even faster that time. So do you still see Lukošiūnas as a hurt one in this?
No. I mean, you can see that the whole fight, me and him, we were bouncing back and forth. He feigned me, I feigned him with knees, with push kicks, with punches, with whatever. And as soon as I come close, just like now, you see a boxing combination, it works, right? He didn't have that. He had like long range shots and a little bit of kicks and feints, that's it. Whenever we come close, he did nothing. So that's why my boxing combinations were. Plus, this is his usual combination: left hook, right straight. Every fight, like you watch that, and every fight he does that: left hook, right straight, left hook, right straight, every time. What do I do when he throws the left hand? I go overhead. So.
Because that overhand was the repetitive punch from you, especially from the second round. You were trying, as I saw it, to set it up multiple times, and this time it landed flush. But as we talked, you have shown a lot of boxing in this fight with Lukošiūnas. We all know that Lukošiūnas can be, as I would say, a boxing kickboxer. He has that pedigree. Do you think you could outbox him?
Yeah.
In the fight?
For sure.
Your boxing skill will be only used to match him up?
No. I think my boxing skill is going to be much more on show on Saturday than his, and you will see that. In the last fight, Raimondas, he has such a different style than both of them. He doesn't punch as hard, but he throws 60% shots and throws 100 combinations. He doesn't care if he is hitting flush or not. He just pressures until he breaks you. That's it. I don't think Nauris is gonna be anywhere near Raimondas boxing in the terms of volume. I think he's gonna punch hard. He's gonna punch strong, but I don't know. Let's see. I really like this matchup because obviously I'm trying to do better than the last fight. But also I want to see if Raimondas did that to him in their last fight. I want to see how I'm going to stack up against him, against his skill set, against his power, against his will to win, whatever, I want to see when it comes to like third or fourth round, like if he's going to drop down or he's going to break or I'm going to break or what happens, So.
You talked about a lot about fight against Raimondas, so we'll watch that fight too. But before we do, because the main points I want to talk about are in the fourth round. But the first 3 rounds, we all know how they went because Raimondas won the three first rounds. Why do you think that happened in your eyes?
I just couldn't set my feet to throw more than, let's say, 2 shots because of his volume, I didn't find a way until the 4th round how to actually hurt him because of his volume. And I saw that the leg was dead already in the, half a second or in the 3rd round. My coach and me, we got a plan that, okay, this doesn't go, let's go to plan B. Why waste 1 or 2 more rounds on trying to knock him out or to set anything up later? That's maybe we don't have time to actually work towards winning later. We saw that the leg kicks were working, and he asked me in the 3rd round how was my right leg. I was asking it's good. Why? Can you keep kicking? I'm like, hell yeah. He goes, whatever you do, just set up the kick. And yeah, I could have kicked. I kicked him in the shin, and the knee, and the thigh, and the calf. I kicked everywhere, and my leg was spotless. Actually, my left one was hurting from the body kick, and the right one nothing. So I think everything had everything we did throughout the 3 rounds added up, and his knee and thigh couldn't hold up.
Let's watch a bit from the earlier rounds, because as you talked, Raimondas has that pressure style, right? So he just goes at you and goes at you. Is that heavy pressure and counter-punching that Raimondas was producing from the start of the fight is a kryptonite for you? Or did you fix that?
No,
was that an issue, or is just the one opponent that just does it so good that it's impossible to do it otherwise?
No, I think it's not a kryptonite. I think he does it very well. That there's no... I hate this. Hate this part. I don't think...
Why so?
It's a perfect time push kick. Come on.
Too good, right?
Yeah, so that was just perfect. I wanted to come forward, and he just dropped me back. He does it well. It's not kryptonite because I found a way how to beat him, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in the second fight, if we ever to fight again, that I would have to go to the legs. No, I can find other ways around that boxing. This fight particular, I didn't find a way in the 3 rounds with my hands. I found with the legs, so I just kept going with the legs. So it all depends. It all depends. Speaking to people, whoever saw the fight and they were like, oh, 3 rounds, you were this, you were that. Guys, this is fighting. You don't know if I was sick a week before. You don't know if my kid was sick as well. I had to stay all night for 7 days. You don't know if my travel was messed up, if I lost my luggage, if I woke up with my stomach hurting, my head. You have no idea what happens in the fighter's preparation, and then in the fight. There was 10, 15,000 people in the arena. We just try to get all those nerves around and try to find a way to win. I think I did a great job. My body held up, even with all the pressure and everything. His didn't. Props to him for winning the first 3 rounds, but it's 5-round war. So if Nauris as well thinks he's gonna break me, I really want to see him try and see myself not giving in that failure and pressure and everything.
You know, as you said, I think one of the best proverbs you can use for this fight, it ain't over until it's over.
Yeah.
Because let's watch that moment where the fight actually even, I would say, ended.
Yeah.
Because it did. So it was the fourth round where those leg kicks finally reached the accumulation point and finally it changed the whole output of the fight.
You can see it even in his face, like he knows that the punches can't knock me out, but as you can see, I'm like stuck to that leg.
So basically, in the beginning of the round, you were already in the zone to break that leg completely?
Yeah. That was the fourth round, right?
Yeah.
I told you, like my coach asked me, can you kick? I'm like,
keep on kicking.
Yeah, and he was just go at it. Whatever you do, just throw that low kick. As you can see, like every 5 to 10 seconds, I throw a little bit, and yeah.
And the fight was over in that moment. Does it say about you that you have a way of finding a way to a victory no matter the circumstances?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
A lock picker, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that 5 rounds actually suit me more.
It gives you time to adjust.
Yeah, of course. Because if I start slow, like this fight, not like the first fight where I started faster, right? If I start slow, I have still a little bit more time to like set my feet and have a plan and make a plan, or if it doesn't go my way, just to try to find anything. So yeah, I think 5 rounds suit me much more.
Let's switch to the Saturday night, to Nauris Lukošiūnas fully. I think I've asked you that question before, but I want to rephrase it a little bit about the possible difference of trying to win the belt and defending the belt. Of course, the full weight of it might only come when you step into the ring, you know? This is when all the pressure, all of the nerves can get to you, or you can defeat them. But in the build-up to the fight, when you are the challenger, you are like, you can be whoever you want. You can be the villain, you can be a good guy, it doesn't matter. The champion is the one who gets the most attention, and he mostly, in the most cases, dictates the pace and the terms of this exchange verbally or psychologically before the fight. Yeah. But right now, as you are in that position as a champion, do you feel like that? Do you feel like it's all about you and on you to actually push the pace before the fight, to preserve it before the fight? How do you view that?
I don't think it's that comes like a burden to me or whatever. I'm just gonna, like from round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm just gonna do whatever it takes. First of all, to win the fight. Second of all, to get a knockout or a knockdown, whatever, just to be dominant. And I don't think there's any less or more pressure now that I'm defending the belt than I had with the first fight with Martynas, with the second fight with Raimondas, because everybody was expecting them to win. And it's maybe not good to say, but I was brought there for like their win, which is okay. Now they knew I was a good fighter. They was asking for a good fighter for the belt, of course, but everybody was giving them more chance than me. So I think it's gonna be all the same now. I just have the belt. I really don't see this any different than the last 2 fights.
Do you think if you win this fight, it will change?
I think so. The third time when you do something you're saying you're gonna do, I think people start believing a little more. Every time I win, I'm gonna make people believe in me more and more. And yeah, I hope the 4th time when it comes, they're gonna believe me and they're gonna say like, yeah, we really give props to myself. Yeah.
The Embedded episode already came out, and in that you said that you want to climb up in a weight category to go to the 77. So the plan is to be a double champ?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I wanna, after this win, I'm gonna challenge whoever wins the fight before us.
The co-main event.
Yeah, the co-main event. And I'm gonna go for the 77 kilos. You're gonna see a whole different Cvetkovič in that category. 2 kilos, it's not a lot, but it's a lot, trust me.
A lot for you.
Yeah.
The last question. If we would come back and do the interview again after your fight with Nauris happens on Saturday, and we sit down and watch the tape of that fight, what do you think would be the biggest and the main takeaway you could point out about yourself and your performance on Saturday night?
I think the biggest point that I can say about me, I think the experience is gonna play the biggest factor. 5 rounds, he never fought 5 rounds, I think. And the fact that he was sitting the whole last year and I wasn't. And I think we're all gonna see that in the ring. From 3rd round, you're gonna see that experience shuffle and shift the weight of the fight. So I think it's gonna go my way again.
Okay, Nikola, we'll see it all on a Saturday night. Jau šį šeštadienį vasario 21 dieną Kauno Žalgirio arenoje UTMA 17 turnyras, pagrindinė vakaro kova, 75 kg kikbokso čempionų diržą ginantis Nikola Cvetkovičius prieš Naurį Lukošiūną, o kovoje kovoje 77 kg kikbokso čempionas Mantvydas Perednis prieš Raimondą Krilavičių. Susimatysim arenai. Iki.